How was the week of practice, Jeff? You ready for the trip to Madison?
I thought our guys practiced fairly well. They understand what we're up against. It's another Big Ten game against a really good opponent we haven't beaten in a long time. So we've got to look at it in real terms and understand a lot of things we've messed up in the past against them, what we can try to do better, things we got to try to do better from this past week and really the whole season. So there's a lot of things to work on. I do think our guys want to win, but we're going to have to execute and play at a higher level this week in order to get this victory.
What would it mean to finally beat these guys?
Well, it would be huge in our opinion. I mean, this is a team that's really dominated us for quite a while, really dominated us last year. And really good defense, strong running game, control the ball, normally don't beat themselves. So once again, trying to keep the game close, figure out a way to get a lead, make them do some things that they're not used to doing as much will be critical for us in order to find a way to win.
What things did you do this week to address the secondary?
Well, like always, we're going to sit down and watch all of our mistakes and calmly and nicely, explain what we're seeing, and they can explain what they were thinking, and we can kind of piece together what needs to happen to get better. But I do think that, they saw the video. They understand that it wasn't one of our best days. Not giving up the big play is crucial in order to win. Not letting guys get behind you is crucial. Now, yes, you want to have a little balance of letting your guys play and not give too much cushion, but you got to be smart and you got to understand, what that cushion is and what that limit is. So, without question, we need to be better there. We've worked hard at it. We have an experienced secondary. I expect them to play well. So it's just a matter of, locking in and doing what you're supposed to do.
Last couple games at the end of halves, teams have been able to get a big play on you. And Maryland was a busted coverage, obviously, but have you addressed that this week, trying to clean up into the halves here?
Well, believe it or not, we've addressed it the last couple of weeks, and it hasn't gotten a whole lot better. So we spend more time making sure we have a sound package. This past week, we had a draw that our linebacker went out and covered the receiver. They blocked the middle linebacker, a huge game. We had a quarterback scramble where, there's a big void in there. So we have to make sure we have a second layer of defense before the secondary. So that means, you can run some normal calls occasionally, but you have to have some calls for that situation where you have a combination of dropping more guys to get in those lanes, occasionally mixing in a dog or a blitz to apply some pressure. But you have to keep the ball in front of you and tackle and not give those things up, and that has hurt us. So, we have to do a much better job, and yes, we've looked at it thoroughly, and hopefully we can improve.
Will Chris be back this week, Jefferson?
No, he will not.
King's going to play?
King should be out there playing, yes.
OC's out, though.
OC will be a game time decision.
Last night on your radio show, you kind of was talking about getting a scholarship for Devin and Dylan. What is that process like? Is it hard to do it during the middle of the season, or do you just have to wait till kind of some of the dust clears at the end as far as recruiting, transfer portal, and stuff like that?
Well, normally as you go into the fall, you have your 85 scholarships tied up, and there's nothing you can do until after the semester. So that's kind of, the issue that not only us, but probably a lot of people dealing with. You have to just, normally people earn their scholarships about the play on the field. You wait till the season's over, and you do your part to reward them. So, of course, not only Devin and Dylan, but anybody that, gets on the field and does a really good job, we want to do our part to try to find a way to, help them get on scholarship if they're a walk-on.
Is that part of when guys come to walk on? Is that part of the speech that you give them that, do things the right way, that it could lead to a scholarship down the road?
Without question. Now, we're real with them. We tell them that normally it's a long shot. You've got to be willing to work your butt off and start from the bottom, and some people don't want to do that. You've got to be willing to learn, and you may not get all the reps you want early on. You've got to just hang in there and continue to fight through it, and you'll have a lot of different things happen. Some guys won't be able to do that. Some guys will give in, and then you'll have others that just stick right to it and give everything they got, and good things happen. So we're always happy to reward walk-ons that come here and do it the right way, that are hungry, that are great teammates, that want to win, they want to help Purdue and be a part of it. So, and it's always, very gives you a great feeling inside, not only for those guys, but for everybody that, these guys did it the hard way, and we're real proud of them.
Is it harder now with the transfer portal because you're trying to fill spots that way as well?
Well, everything's more in flux now than it's ever been because of the portal, and because you have to evaluate your roster every year and make sure you're doing your part to kind of help your team improve. And sometimes you may have some walk-ons that are emerging that you feel good about. Other times you may think that they're a year or two away possibly, and you got to get some immediate help. So that's the process you go through, and that's why evaluating at all times, not only prospects, but transfers and looking at the portal and your team and where you're at is always vital, and that's just something you have to stay on top of.
What will be the plan for your open week next week as far as how much you practice and all the things that kind of go into that?
Well, it'll somewhat be a typical plan that we've had. Now, we've gone 8 straight weeks before bye week, and that's quite a long time. So we do want to try to get as many guys healthy and give them a little bit of a break. So we want to, gut this one out and continue to work our butt off all the way until this game's over. Give it everything we got, and then Sunday they will be off, which normally we come in for some corrections and film work and light stuff, and then Monday we'll bring them in for that part that we normally do on Sunday, and then a light practice Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they'll continue to lift on Thursday with a good workout, and then Friday, Saturday they'll be off completely from football activities. And once again, a lot of guys that are nicked up and banged up could take more time off than that.
Will you spend more time with some of your younger guys next week as well to put them through some situations?
Yes, we'll continue those the 2 days we practice. The young guys will stay out quite a bit longer and get a lot of work, and so that they're continuing to get themselves prepared. You never know when you're going to need them. Last year we needed guys for our bowl game that hadn't played a lot. So you just constantly got to be doing that. And then we will have assistant coaches on the road, Wednesday night, through Saturday night, going to see our committed prospects and anyone else we need to see.
How's Charlie Jones